What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Life You Have with Tez. That's me. And today we're going to talk about how to coexist with your roommates or survive them. But anyway, we're going to talk about it in 5 ways. Before we get into it, why don't you tap that like button and subscribe if you so choose to do so. Let's get it. Number 1, be considerate. If it's not yours, don't touch it. You know good and well that you did not buy that food that is in the refrigerator. You can't say it was an accident. You can't say that you were just so hungry that you didn't know. Nobody is ever that hungry that they're just go into a refrigerator knowing that they didn't put the food in there and eat the food and then say it was an accident. That applies to somebody's boyfriend or their girlfriends. If it's not yours, don't touch it. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your personal items to yourself. You know that that's her boyfriend. Why are you trying to start something? You are a mighty horrible person if you try to start something knowing that somebody else is taken. When they're waiting for this person to get out of the bathroom or, you know, freshen up or tidy up and you try to you like blonde girls? Whatever. I don't know what people do, all right? That's just my fictionalized take on the situation. So all you're doing is taking, but you're not giving back. And you know what that makes you?
A liability.
And what happens to liabilities? They get left behind. Just leave it alone if it's not yours. Now, if that person's boyfriend or girlfriend is trying to, you know, sneak on you, then you just tell them this.
You have an STD.
And if they continue to keep trying to steal on you, then what you do is you just report them to some kind of higher authority so they can get off these streets and they can get in the cage with the other animals back where they belong. Number 2, be upfront. Okay, so you need to lay down the law when you first meet your roommates. And if they don't abide, well, then it's just trying to find somewhere else to live. Usually you could tell if your roommate's trash though, because you can see it or you can hear it. There's signs. You can't gloss over a lot of things, but just tell them, look, I don't play those games. This was not gonna happen here. Okay, number 3, have empathy. Empathy is putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. You can imagine how they got to this point and figure out what happened to them so that you can pretty much try to help them out, or you can at least see where they're coming from, because a lot of people don't know that what they're doing is bothering you. When you have empathy, you're like, okay, well, this person, they don't know that they're supposed to use hot water when you use bleach and you're mopping. Trust me, when I was in basic training, we had this one guy, he did not know how to mop because in his culture, women did all that stuff. So he didn't know that you were supposed to put like a cap full of bleach into the water and then run it on hot water. He used cold waters, but he didn't know that because his mom was doing all the cleaning and the washing and all that stuff. All he had to do was exist. And then when he got married, his wife continued that tradition. So he didn't know that he was supposed to do that stuff. I mean, he still got this work though. But the fact is you gotta put yourself in that person's shoes. You can't just assume that the reason why somebody's doing this to you is because they just don't like you. Sometimes they just don't know. They have no clue what you expect and how you were raised.
You just think they do.
That's kind of selfish. So yes, have empathy and try to show them how to do the thing that bothers you. So if they don't know how to wash dishes, then just pull them aside and then show them, hey, you will put some soap inside of the sink. You let the water run, it bubbles up. You put dirty dishes in sink, scrub them off, put them on dry surface. Now, if they decide that they don't want to do that after you already showed them, then I don't know what else to tell you. But here, if you're military and you have a roommate, tell your squad leader. If you are in college and you have a roommate, tell your dorm master or whatever they call them. If you're just a regular civilian and you have a roommate that is paying you rent or whatever because it's your house, kick them out. They obviously aren't trying to like follow through with the rules. So hey, them and their shadow can get back on the streets where they came from. Number 4, practice black law number 1. So I talked about this on my podcast. Black law number 1 is don't start none, there won't be none. If you leave them alone, they gonna leave you alone. Don't go looking for trouble. If you go looking to undermine or intimidate your roommate, no, you should be looking for what happens next. You don't know who that person knows. You don't know who their dad is. You don't know that they got a cousin who don't mind going to prison.
He's already in a gang.
You don't know if that person came out of a gang. You have no idea who you're dealing with. So when you come up to your like roommate and you think, oh, this person's weak, I'm gonna bully them into getting them to do what I want them to do. You should know that there's a lot of people who have different different skill sets in life than you do. They might be a martial artist. They might have been doing Taekwondo since they were a kid, or Hapkido. You put your hand in their face, you're gonna get your hand bent back towards your face. Have you ever had your own hand bent back towards your face?
Probably not a good look.
But you don't know. Their dad might be a senator, and as soon as you put your hand on them, you're going to jail, and no lawyer that you get is gonna help you out of that situation. So with that said, we're gonna lead this into number 5. Defend yourself. Look, sometimes you can't talk your way out of it. Sometimes it's just gonna come down to hitting somebody. And I know that sounds crazy, but unfortunately, if they hit you, you're gonna have to defend yourself. You're gonna have to lay them down. Don't go looking for trouble. If they disrespect your boundaries, yes, you will have to fight. And I know for the religious, yes, Jesus will fight your battles, but even Peter carried a sword. All right, you can look it up. Don't be a victim. My dad used to say that all the time. You walk around with your head low, someone's gonna try you. You walk around with your chest out and you walk straight, you're less likely to get people to mess with you because they think that you're about something. When people think you're about something, they leave you alone. But when you look like a victim,
They're gonna treat you like one.
so here's the simple thing it can be boiled down to. Do no harm, but take no mess. Don't hit people unless they hit you. If they throw a fist at you, then you have the right to defend yourself. If they do not throw a fist at you, do not throw one at them, because that is assault. So just be prepared that you might get tagged up a little bit. You don't let them get a perfect on you. That means that they are gonna hit you up and not get a mark on them. You better tag them up too, because at least if they try again, they're gonna think about it. You're gonna tattoo them right back with a 1-2 combo. A
2-piece and a biscuit.
Like I said, don't walk around on 10. Just do no harm, take no mess, but do not let yourself get walked on or rolled over by anybody. Anyway, that's the video, guys. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and tap that like button so the YouTube algorithm can recommend this video to a lot of other people, and subscribe if you thought that was pretty good. This is the life you have with Tez. That's me. Peace out.